Gamers! Welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 Explorers of Sky. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 is probably my favorite game of all time. I mean, it depends on the weather, you know. My favorite game could shift between like 10 different games at any given moment, but I absolutely love this game. To me, this is like textbook how to do a sequel. It took everything about the original games and just added onto it in so many cool ways. This game greatly expanded the number of dungeons, the new mechanics, like it's just got everything. The story is much longer. Everything you could want from a sequel, I feel like this game did, and I just absolutely love it. It's a game I have played countless times, and I had to play it on the channel at some point, so. As for what version we're playing the Wii U version. Obviously it's way easier to record the Wii U version than the DS version, so that's the version we're going to be using. Unfortunately, you can't get this version anymore, which really sucks because this game is really expensive these days. The Wii U version was only $10, and now this game can go, I don't know, $150 plus. Now that said, if you're looking to play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 on official hardware these days, I would recommend just getting Explorers of Time or Darkness, the original versions. Those are very cheap, and honestly, you're not getting that much lesser of an experience. Those games are missing some things that this game has. Obviously, this is the third version, but it's also not like so different that you're really missing out. You're still getting an incredibly good game with those games, and you're saving a ton of money in the process. That said, this game also has some connectivity to it, so if you want to play along, you can actually go on the same quests that I'm doing, or if you die in a dungeon, hit me up. Maybe we'll rescue you on the game, like in the Let's Play. That'd be really fun. Now, what's so cool is that this game did use online to do that. However, there's an alternative password system. That's right. Therefore, all of this game's features, or at least most of them, still work even though the servers are long gone. I wish all games had, an alternative when their servers go down, but, a lot of games aren't that lucky. Mystery Dungeon 2, it's just another reason to love it. So with that said, I guess it's time to just press new game. Although I guess I should say, what the objectives for this series are, because this is a massive game. And I'm not going to go 100% or anything. We're not going to be recruiting every single Pokemon in the game, but I do want to be really thorough, and my plan is to try to complete every dungeon in the game at least once. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but unlocking all the dungeons in this game is actually kind of difficult. There's just so many dungeons, man. The first Mystery Dungeon game had like 2 pages of dungeons. This game has like a billion. It's insane. I'm also definitely going to show off recruiting the most difficult recruit in the game, because I think that's a fun thing to work towards. I have done that on my own save file before, and I really enjoyed kind of the process of that, so I definitely want to show that at some point. But I mean, this is all stuff way in the future, so let's just start a new game. Welcome. This is the portal that leads to the world inhabited only by Pokémon. Beyond this gateway, many new adventures and fresh experiences await your arrival. Before you depart for adventure, you must answer some questions. Be truthful when you answer them. Now, are you ready? Then, let the questions begin. So, every Mystery Dungeon game starts you with this quiz, and this will determine what Pokemon you are. Now, this first question might look a little odd. It says, did you play Explorers of Time or Explorers of Darkness? Now, what this question does is that if you select yes, every time you answer a question that will give you points towards one of the new playable Pokemon added in Explorers of Sky, you will get bonus points. It basically just makes it easier to get one of the new Pokemon. That's all this does. It doesn't explain this very well. In fact, it doesn't explain it at all. But that's what this means. And you know what? We gotta be truthful going through the quiz, and I have played Explorers of Time or Explorers of Darkness, so we'll pick yes. Your friend takes a spectacular fall. What will you do? Well, I gotta help my friend up, but I kind of want to laugh and then help them up. There's no both option. Look, if it's really spectacular though, it sounds like they could be hurt, so we'll help them up. You run into a new person you haven't talked to very much before. What do you do? Make an excuse to get away, baby. Introvert lifestyle. Do you want to be taller someday? I'm already quite tall, so I don't really want to get even taller. You want to be famous? Not really. That sounds like a lot of pressure. Your friend is running a little late to meet you. Is that okay? Yeah, I'll wait. Have you ever realized that you were hogging the conversation? I don't think so. I only talk a lot when I'm with, like, very specific people. Otherwise, I go full introvert mode. I can't recall a time that I, like, realized I was hogging the conversation. That doesn't mean I haven't done it before, though. You fail miserably. Everybody found out, and they're disappointed in you. What do? Oh, man. Drop down and play dead is hilarious. Try and hide? Think of an excuse. Yeah, we're gonna go hide. I don't exist. You've been invited to a wonderful party. It's time for the party to start, but there's nobody there. You think? Maybe I had the day wrong? Yeah, that's probably what I'd do. I'd be like, what did I mess up this time? Are you a male or female? I am male. And now your aura will be analyzed. Your aura is the energy that you radiate. Relax, calm yourself, and now press your fingertip gently on the bow. Now I have no idea how this works with the Wii U version, but in the DS version, the color of the bow would correspond to whatever your favorite color was set to. I wonder if this picks it based on, like, your Mii's color? I don't know. Now, that said, this actually doesn't matter at all. Okay, red is the color my Mii's wearing, so maybe that's it, but red is also, like, the default color a lot of the time, so who knows. Thank you for answering all those questions. You seem to be the relaxed type. You're so casual, leisurely, and carefree. You don't rush or stress yourself out, and you don't worry about anything. You like to take a seat and kick up your feet. Oh yes, you definitely have an easygoing personality, and you don't sweat the details. People naturally flock to you because they find you to be a free spirit, which is so refreshing. So a relaxed type like you will be a Fampy. Huh. This is interesting because this is one of the new Pokemon, which makes sense since we said yes to that first question. But this is the one that I've never played as before, which is perfect. I think that'll be really fun. I'll get to experience something new. Fampy's also probably the most unique pick they went with for this game. The original Mystery Dungeon had a few really interesting ones like Machop and Cubone. But most of the ones in this one I feel like kind of make sense. But Fampy is a really out there pick. I wonder if somebody on the team just really liked Fampy. But I also like Fampy. I think he's adorable, so I'm perfectly fine being Fampy. And finally, who will your partner be? Oh man, so I couldn't really, like, pre-select this because you cannot select a partner that is the same type of Pokemon as you are. Now, we got Fampy, which is the only ground type in the entire game, so we have full selection of all the partners. But let's say you got, like, Charmander, you wouldn't be able to pick Torchic as your partner because the game wants you to have a balance of types. So you wouldn't be able to do that. Now, there's a couple of Pokemon that are actually partner exclusive in Sky that were playable in Time and Darkness. And I forget which ones it is. I think Munchlax is not actually playable in this game. He's like partner only. Meowth might be the other one. It might be these two. But don't quote me on this. I haven't played the original Time and Darkness in so long at this point that I don't really remember. Now, this is actually going to be kind of difficult, though, just because I have so many options. I love Shinx, but, like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be a little generic just to go with two of the, like, obvious, you know, new Sky Pokemon. But I've also used most of these before. I'm trying to think of, like, the, you know, generic standard starter Pokemon. What would be my favorite? Although Pikachu might be really cool, like, I don't know, for strategic reasons, because I'm ground type, so if, like, Pikachu gets confused or something and launches an electric attack at me, I can just absorb it. Now, that's pretty niche, and I don't think there are any other, like, electric moves that hit ally Pokemon. Now, there are ground moves that can hit your ally Pokemon, and that'll actually be terrible with Pikachu, but I don't know if I'd be using those moves anyway. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a second to think about this. I'll come back when I've decided. Alright, I think I've decided, and I think it's gonna be Turtwig. And I've got a couple reasons for it. The first is that Turtwig was actually my very first partner when I played Explorers of Darkness all those years ago. And because of that, every subsequent playthrough I've never used Turtwig again because, you know, I already did it. But I mean, Explorers of Darkness came out, I don't even want to think about how many years ago, so it's been that long since I've used Turtwig before. And, yeah, I think it'd be fun to, like, re-experience the game with them again. This is also for strategic purposes, though, because Phanpy's obviously very weak to water, and Turtwig can cover that weakness. Now, when he's fully evolved, he does become a ground type, but evolving happens so incredibly late into the game that it's not really going to matter. At that point, we'll have plenty of additional Pokemon to back ourselves up. And, you know, I'm actually thinking about other Pokemon I want to recruit in this series. And there's a certain ground-type Pokemon that I'm really looking forward to using as a, you know, additional member, so to speak. And it would be kind of fun to have, like, an all-ground team. And that'll be, like, our theme or something. So, for all those reasons, I think I'm going to pick Turtwig. And for his nickname, I'm going to pick a name that, if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, is going to be quite familiar to you, and I'm quite partial to it. I named myself this as a joke back in Pokemon XD, and honestly, I kind of really like the name, so I think it'll be a perfect, you know, callback to an old series. His name is gonna be Westbird. Okay, that's it. You're all ready to go. You're off to the world of Pokemon. Be strong, stay smart, and be victorious. Chapter 1, A Storm at Sea. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you okay? No! Don't let go! Just a little longer! Come on, hang on! No! I can't! Hold on! Wah! It's Wario! It was a dark and stormy night. All great tales start like this. I have no evidence for this, I just made it up right now. Yo, is that Sharpedo? Ugh. Where am I? Oh no, Phanpy, you're weak to water. Get away from that. I can't. Drifting off. Yo, what's up, Westbird? No. I refuse to be paralyzed by this any longer. This is it. I have to steal my courage today. You're not a steel type, you're a grass type. These are the kind of jokes you get from the Red Scissor channel, although you guys probably know that at this point. Pokemon detected! Pokemon detected! Whose footprint? Whose footprint? The footprint is Turtwig's! The footprint is Turtwig's! Whoa! That was too shocking. Ugh. I'd be shocked too if someone was just looking at my feet. That's disgusting. I can't work up the courage to go in after all. I told myself that this is the day, but I thought that holding on to my personal treasure would inspire me. I just can't do it. I'm such a coward. This is so discouraging. Hey, Zubat, did you get a load of that? You bet I did, coughing. That little wimp that was pacing around had something good, right? That wimp had something, that's for sure. It looked like some kind of treasure. Do we go after it? We do. Uh-oh, they both have type advantage. I'm gonna have to get used to a game that doesn't have voice acting for most of the cutscenes, because I'm gonna have to do all of the voice acting, and this game's got a lot of dialogue. Oh wow, what a pretty sight. When the weather's good, the Krabby come at sundown to blow bubbles. All those bubbles catching the setting sun's rays off the waves. It's always beautiful. This is where I always come when I'm feeling sorry for myself, but it makes me feel good to be here, like always. Coming here is uplifting, it cheers me up. Hey, what's that? What's going on over there? Whoa! Someone's collapsed on the sand! What happened? Are you okay? Ugh. You're awake. That's a relief. What? Where am I? You weren't moving at all. I was seriously worried. Do you remember how you ended up unconscious out there? I was unconscious? What happened? Well, I'm Wesper. Glad to meet you. And who are you? I've never seen you around before. What? You say you're a human? You look like a totally normal Fampy to me. It's true. I've turned into a Fampy. But how did this happen? I don't remember anything. You're, a little odd. Hey, you can't just call me that. Are you pulling some kind of trick on me? You're telling me the truth? Alright, then, your name. What's your name? My name? That's right, my name is... At least I remembered my name. I hope not. It's pretty short. I'd be impressed if I forgot. Oh, Nate is your name. Okay, well, you don't seem to be a bad Pokemon, at least. Sorry, I doubted you. More and more bad Pokemon have been turning up lately, you see. Many Pokemon have gotten aggressive lately. Things have grown somewhat lawless. Speaking of which... Ouch! Well, I do beg your pardon. Hey, why'd you do that? Heh, can't figure it out. We wanted to mess with you. Can't face up to us, can ya? What? That's yours, isn't it? No, that's... Sorry, kiddo. We'll take it. Ah! Ho, ho, ho. Not gonna make a move to get that back? What's the matter? Too scared? I didn't expect you'd be such a big coward. Come on, let's get out of here. See you around, chicken. I always liked if your partner was Torchic, then he'd be calling Torchic a chicken, which, I mean, it's kind of correct, you know? Oh, what should I do? That's my personal treasure. It means everything to me. If I lose that... No, there's no time to waste. I gotta get it back. Hey, could you get it with me? This is actually a new dialogue option added in Sky. This wasn't here in the originals. We don't have time to waste. Come on. Oh, okay, got it. Really? You'll really help? Thanks. Let's go quickly. Beach Cave. Head for the stairway. As you go, you can attack enemies by pressing A. Enemies won't move or act until you do. So this is a mystery dungeon game. Spike Chunsoft has made many of these before even the Pokemon ones came out, but the Pokemon ones quickly became probably their most popular, although the Chocobo mystery dungeon games I'm pretty sure were also pretty popular. But yeah, we're going to want to go into our settings so I can set up my options. We're going to set the top screen to map and team. Bottom screen, we're going to have no map. Speed, fast, far off pals. Yeah, we'll look. Damage turn, this all looks perfectly normal. So we can save the settings. And, yeah, I don't think I need to change anything else. So, how does this game work? Well, it's turn-based. I always get the first move, and then my partner Pokemon will get the next move, and then every other Pokemon on the floor will get to move one by one. Now, this all happens really fast, though. So I moved one space, my partner decided to not move, and that Corsola over there then moved towards me, and that was all one turn. Now we move along on a grid, and if you hold the L and R buttons, or specifically the R button, I believe, you can more easily move diagonal, which is great, and if you hold Y, you can easily turn around without actually moving a space. All important stuff to know. And I'm just going to do a basic attack, which is done by pressing A. This is just a generic attack, doesn't use any power points, but isn't especially strong. And this will let the Corsola walk up to me so that I can get the first move on it. Now, I actually have 4 moves, including Ancient Power, which is kind of crazy. Now, let's move that up, and I'm actually going to set Tackle. This will let me easily access it, so if I hold down the L button and press A, it'll just use Tackle. Now, I want to go over to Wesper, because I can actually choose which moves he uses, and I don't want him to use Withdraw, because that's not going to do very much. And we can just kind of move through the dungeon. Poke is this world's money. Save it up to buy useful items for your adventure. So yeah, that's money. Pick it up, buy things. Pretty straightforward. This tile is a status restore tile. So if you step on this when your stats have been dropped, it will return them to normal. Now that said, if you go to the next floor, which is what this is, the stairs, your stats will just return to normal that way as well, so you don't need to worry about always stepping on those tiles. Now, if you are next to a Pokemon and you, here, let me demonstrate it by finding another wild Pokemon. Oh, there's a Kabuto, but that's not really... I want one that's gonna move at me to show this off, although both of those Pokemon are sleeping. So yeah, some Pokemon can just start sleeping, and so they won't wake up till you go near them or attack them. But let's say I'm here, and you see how I'm kind of facing away from the Kabuto? Pressing Y actually snaps you to whatever Pokemon is adjacent to you. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because I think that, like, the first two Mystery Dungeon games in particular, they just feel good to play. Like, everything is just intuitive and, like, works the way you want it. The fact that you can register a move, the fact that pressing one button will just snap you to the Pokemon you're fighting. It's just a really fun game to play just because everything works. It's a weird compliment to give the game, but I played a lot of games that have kind of clunky controls, but this game just works. You can carry one item. The items you find on the floor have a variety of useful effects. If you find an item, open the menu with X, and then use the items option to see what it does. So yeah, we're going to encounter all kinds of items throughout the game. And right now we can only hold one item, just like your traditional Pokemon game. I always find it funny that they put a bunch of rock types in the early dungeons in this game. And in the early game, you have a lot of normal moves, so they're kind of a pain to defeat. Nate, you're to level 6. The Pokemon can learn a new move, but it must forget an old one first. So there is a move relearner, so don't worry about deleting moves and not being able to get them back. But we learned Flail, which, you know what, that's probably better than Growl. Now, if you played a main series Pokemon game, you'll probably be able to intuit what a lot of the moves in this game do, but they're not necessarily one-to-one. Some moves have very different effects. An Oran Berry restores HP, so Oran Berries are the main restorative item in this game. You eat them to heal. Pretty straightforward. You're going to be using those a lot. Westford grew to level 6. Excellent, I leveled up. Now that said, your HP actually restores slowly while you're just running around the dungeon. But it will stop doing this if your belly reaches 0. You can see we have belly 77 out of 100. As you walk around, your belly will deplete, and you'll eventually have to restore it using an apple, which you have not come across an apple yet, but that'll be a very, very important item. In some areas, you'll see a ground tile with a green arrow. That's called a wonder tile. I already explained what that does, game. Thank you very much. So this is a sleep seed. Now, sleep seeds are generally just good for boss fights. I'm going to throw it at my partner. You can throw items, and as you can see, I threw it at my partner, which caused him to eat it and fall asleep. Now, that's obviously not a good thing to do. But if we have some positive items, we can throw those at our partner and have him eat those. So that's always a nice tip to remember. I guess I'll just continue on. This dungeon is 5 floors, so... Have questions about anything? Okay, yeah, I'll explain everything, Gabe. Don't worry, I got it from here. I usually like to get to at least level 7 before the end of the first dungeon, so we're probably going to run around here a little bit and gain some more EXP. Westford, what item do you have currently? None. Well, I'd like you to pick up that item, but it looks like he doesn't want to. Because that way we could use it against the, upcoming fight against Zubat and Coughing. Now, if you want to quickly skip turns so that you can find some enemy Pokemon without needing to move, you can hold down A and B together, and it will just pass turns like that. And we're going to take advantage of that so I can funnel in some Pokemon to get some more EXP. Like that. Grew to level 7. Alright, I'd say that's enough EXP. Let's just get rid of this Kabuto. And our partner also got to level 7, which is great. And I'd say it's time to move on. Beach Cave Pit. Hey. Well, if it isn't our old friend, the Big Chicken. Give me back what you stole from me. That's my personal treasure. It means everything to me.
Treasure, you say? So that thing really is valuable, huh?
It could be worth more than we'd hoped for, I'd say. We ought to try selling it. Who knows, it might get a good price. Whoa, all the more reason not to give it back.
What? If you want it back that badly, come and get it.
And it's boss fight time. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have any good moves to use right off the bat, I don't think. Well, we do have Defense Curl, so I might as well set up to get some defense. And Zubat, unfortunately for you, I have Ancient Power, which is super effective and gonna knock you out immediately. Wow, did I get 2 crits off Ancient Power? That's crazy. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
We got roughed up.
Blasted. How'd we get wiped out by wimps like them?
Bah, here you go, take it then.
Whoa ho, don't think you're so awesome. Your victory was a fluke.
Yeah, you remember that.
Oh, it's my relic fragment. Am I ever glad? I actually did manage to get it back. It's only because you agreed to help me, Nate. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, seriously. I only helped because I happened to be here. Was that the right thing to do? I guess so. This Pokemon is clearly grateful. It's nice to be appreciated. Here's what they stole. This is a relic fragment. Well, at least that's what I started calling it. But this relic fragment, it's my personal treasure. You see, I've always liked legends and lore. I always get so excited when I hear tales from the past. Don't you feel the same way? Hidden troves full of treasure and strange relics? Uncharted territories veiled in darkness? And new lands just waiting to be discovered? Such places must be full of unimaginable gold and treasure. And history. Wouldn't it be amazing to make historical discoveries? That's what I always dreamed of. It's all exciting to me. So one day, I happened to come across my relic fragment. I admit it looks like junk, but take a closer look. See? That inscription forms a strange pattern, doesn't it? It's true, there is a strange inscription. I've never seen a pattern like this. There must be some significance to this pattern. This relic fragment must be the key to legendary places, to areas where precious treasure lies. At least that's the feeling I get. That's why I want to join an exploration team. This fragment must fit into something somewhere. I want to discover where that is. I want to solve the mystery of my relic fragment. So earlier I tried joining an exploration team as an apprentice, but I chickened out. What about you, Nate? What are you gonna do now? You lost your memory and you somehow transformed into a Pokemon. Do you have anywhere to go and stay after this? If not, can I ask a big favor? Would you be willing to form an exploration team with me? I'm convinced that I can form an effective exploration team with you, Nate. So, will you, please? Whoa, what should I do? I'm getting recruited out of the blue. I don't know what an exploration team is. Yeah, I just got to this world 2 seconds ago. Wait, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is an Isekai anime? Oh no! What should I do? Should I form a team with this? Okay, so I believe RU is also a new Sky dialogue option. They only added these new dialogue options in the early game for some reason. I don't know if they plan to do it more throughout the game or what, but we're just gonna form a team. It's true, I do have nowhere to go. I don't have any clue what I should do next. I guess it wouldn't hurt to team up with Westbird for now. Maybe I'll eventually discover who or what I am hanging out with this Pokemon. Okay, that's settled. Yes? Really? You'll form an exploration team with me? Yes, thank you. We're gonna be a great combination. Let's make this work. First, we should go to Wigglytuff's place and sign up as apprentices. That's where we need to train to become first-rate exploration team. I'm sure the training will be very tough, but let's give it our best, Nate. Yeah! And so, Westbird and Nate formed an exploration team. This turned out to be their very first step into many fantastic realms of adventure that awaited their arrival. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky. Heck yeah. Would you like to save your adventure? We will, and also, this is a perfect time to end off the very first episode of the series. Super excited for this. I mean, I've been itching to play this game. I love this game so much, and I'm hoping I show you guys exactly why I love it so much throughout this playthrough, so tune in next time, gamers. But, before we end off the episode for good, I need to say a couple of things. First off, I challenged my friend group to guess what the next Let's Play was over the course of last week. And I am pleased to announce we do have a winner. Shoutouts to my co-host from the T-God Progression series, Logan, also known as Relic. You won. This is your award. You get a shout out. Whoa, yeah, awesome. But also, might as well do a question of the day to finish it off, you know. So, down below, let me know what was your first Pokemon you ever ended up playing as in a Mystery Dungeon game. It can be anyone, you know, preferably like your first one, I guess. Let me know what Pokemon you got. Did you stick with what you got from the quiz? Did you rig the quiz, you know, using an online guide? Let me know, you know, what you did. Tell me your story of how your first playthrough came to be. I'd love to see that. Or if you're playing along, you know, feel free to mention what Pokemon you're playing as in this playthrough. That'd be awesome as well. I'd love to read all of those. So with that ends off the first episode of Explorers of Sky. See ya!